What's up, WrestleScope Nation? This is Salvador, and I need you to drop everything you're doing right now because what I'm about to expose will make your blood boil. We're not here for clickbait, we're not here for speculation, we're here because WWE just pulled off the most controversial, the most disrespectful, and the most outrageous angle that has everyone in the wrestling world ready to riot. LA Knight, your favorite wrestler, our champion of the people, the man who clawed his way to the top against all odds, has just been robbed. Not by management, not by Triple H, but by a masked coward who decided that rules don't matter, that fairness doesn't matter, that your voice as a fan doesn't matter. And I'm going to tell you exactly why this is the beginning of the end for WWE if they don't fix this immediately. Let me paint you a picture that's going to make you furious. Hello viewers, if you're new here, please don't forget to like and hit the subscribe button for daily updates on WWE. Imagine working your entire life for something. Imagine being the most over superstar on the entire roster. Imagine the fans, you, chanting your name every single week, buying your merchandise, making you the reason ratings are up. Imagine finally getting your moment, your spot at the Elimination Chamber, your opportunity to main event WrestleMania. And then some nobody in a mask shows up and takes it all away in 5 minutes. That's exactly what happened to LA Knight on Monday Night Raw. And what makes this even more infuriating? WWE might let it stand. This isn't just about one attack. This isn't just about one superstar. This is about WWE telling you, the fan who pays for Peacock, who buys the tickets, who wears the shirts, that your opinion means nothing. They're telling you that all those yeah chants were for nothing, that your voice can be silenced by anyone willing to put on a mask and swing a steel chair. And here's what's going to make you even more angry. I have receipts, I have the timeline, I have the proof that this was a calculated attack designed to keep LA Knight exactly where certain people in the back want him, which is away from the main event spotlight. So before you click away, before you scroll to another video, I need you to stay right here because I'm about to break down exactly what happened, who is behind this, what it means for Elimination Chamber, and why you need to make your voice heard right now before it's too late. Hit that like button if you're as angry as I am, drop a comment telling me if you think this is fair, and subscribe to WrestleScope because we're the only channel that's going to give you the unfiltered truth. Now, let's get into this disaster. Let's rewind to Monday Night Raw. Let's talk about what should have been one of the greatest nights in LA Knight's career. For months, and I mean months, we've watched LA Knight become the most organically over superstar WWE has had since, let's be honest, since the Yes movement with Daniel Bryan. This isn't manufactured. This isn't forced. The fans chose LA Knight. Every single week, stadiums erupt when his music hits. Every single week. The yeah chants are louder than any other superstar on the roster, and that includes your part-timers, that includes your legacy acts, that includes everyone. WWE finally seemed to be listening. LA Knight was announced as one of the participants in a huge triple threat match on Raw. The winner gets the final spot in the men's Elimination Chamber match. The prize? A chance to main event WrestleMania, a chance to hold the World Heavyweight Championship. This was it. This was LA Knight's moment. After being relegated to the mid-card, after being underutilized in NXT, after years of paying his dues, grinding on the independents, proving himself over and over again, LA Knight was finally getting his shot. The match was set. LA Knight versus two other superstars who, let's be honest, don't have half the fan support that LA Knight has. This wasn't even supposed to be competitive. The crowd was ready to erupt. The internet was buzzing. Wrestling Twitter was on fire, with everyone predicting LA Knight's inevitable victory. It's approximately 9:47 p.m. Eastern Time. LA Knight is making his entrance. The crowd is deafening. You can barely hear his music over the roar of the audience. This is what wrestling is supposed to be about. This is what a star looks like. LA Knight's in the ring. He's cutting a promo. He's doing what he does best, connecting with the audience, making them believe that this is his night, that nothing can stop him. The other competitors make their entrances. The bell is about to ring, and that's when it happened. The lights flicker, just for a second, but long enough for everyone to notice, long enough for the crowd to get that uneasy feeling, long enough for LA Knight to turn toward the entrance ramp, and that's when he appeared. A masked man, dressed head to toe in black, face completely covered, sprints down the ramp like a man possessed. Security tries to stop him. They fail. He slides into the ring, and before anyone can react, before the referee can call for security, before LA Knight can even defend himself, crack! A steel chair shot that echoes throughout the entire arena. But it doesn't stop there. Oh no, one chair shot wasn't enough for this coward. Crack! Another shot to the back. Crack! Another shot to the ribs. Crack, crack, crack. LA Knight is down. He's hurt. He's clutching his ribs. He's trying to roll out of the ring, and this masked coward just keeps hitting him over and over and over again. The crowd is in shock. They're booing so loud you can feel it through your screen. Security finally gets involved, way too late by the way, and they drag this masked attacker out of the ring. But the damage? It's already done. LA Knight is being checked on by medical staff. He can barely stand. His ribs are potentially broken. He's been assaulted in the middle of a WWE ring, and what does WWE do? What does Adam Pearce do? What does the referee do? Let me make sure I understand this correctly. A wrestler gets brutally attacked by an unknown assailant. He's clearly injured. Medical staff is checking on him. He can barely breathe, and WWE's solution is to start the match anyway? Are you kidding me right now? This is where it gets even more infuriating. The match begins in LA Knight because he's a warrior, because he's a professional, because he refuses to let his fans down, tries to compete. He's holding his ribs with one hand, trying to fight with the other, and you can see the pain on his face with every movement. For 7 minutes, 7 agonizing minutes, we watch LA Knight try to overcome insurmountable odds. He hits his signature moves. He fights through the pain. The crowd is rallying behind him, chanting "Let's go Knight," so loud that the commentary team can barely talk. And you know what happens? One of his opponents, and I'll be honest, it doesn't even matter who because they're just beneficiaries of this injustice, hits their finish on a severely weakened LA Knight and gets the pin. 1, 2, 3. It's over. LA Knight's Elimination Chamber opportunity? Gone. His WrestleMania moment? Stolen. His shot at the World Heavyweight Championship? Denied. And the worst part, the absolute worst part, WWE acts like this is normal. Commentary is selling it like, oh, what a tough break for LA Knight, like he lost because he wasn't good enough, like he didn't just get assaulted by a masked man who never should have been in the building. The show goes to commercial break. When we come back, there's no investigation, there's no Adam Pearce demanding answers, there's no Triple H coming out to make things right. They just move on, like LA Knight's career, like his moment, like your investment as a fan means nothing. Now here's where things get really interesting, and by interesting, I mean suspicious. Let's talk about who this masked man might be. Let's talk about why this happened, and let's talk about who benefits from LA Knight being taken out of the Elimination Chamber. First theory, this is someone from LA Knight's past, someone he screwed over on his way to the top, someone with a grudge. We've seen this story before in wrestling, right? Mystery attacker, eventual reveal, big feud. Classic wrestling storytelling. But hold on, if that's the case, why now? Why attack him during the most important match of his career? Why not attack him during a random match on Main Event or a throwaway segment? This attack was too precise, too calculated, too perfect in its timing. Second theory, this is someone currently on the roster who didn't want LA Knight in the Elimination Chamber. Think about it. One of the men already in that match, one of the established main eventers who's been threatened by LA Knight's organic population, decides to take matters into their own hands. Who has the most to lose if LA Knight gets his moment? Who's been protected for years? Who's been given every opportunity while LA Knight thought for scraps? I'm not saying names because I don't want to get sued, but you know who I'm talking about. Check the comments, I guarantee someone's going to name exactly who I'm thinking of. But here's theory 3, and this is the one that should terrify every wrestling fan. What if this was sanctioned by WWE? Stay with me here. What if certain people in management, people who've never believed in LA Knight, people who think he's not the prototype, people who want to push their chosen guys instead of the guys the fans choose, what if they arrange this attack? Think about WWE's history. Think about how many times they've sabotaged fan favorites. Daniel Bryan not being in the Royal Rumble, CM Punk getting screwed, Zack Ryder getting buried after being the most over guy on the roster. This company has a track record of punishing wrestlers for getting over without permission. And LA Knight, he's the biggest example of a wrestler getting over despite WWE, not because of them. He wasn't on the WrestleMania poster. He wasn't being featured in promotional materials. He wasn't getting the merchandise push. But the fans, you, made him a star anyway, and that terrifies them. Let's zoom out for a second. Let's talk about what this means for the wrestling business as a whole. When I started watching wrestling, and I mean years ago, the fans decided who the stars were. The fans chose who they wanted to cheer. The fans chose who they wanted to boo. And the best wrestling companies listened to those fans. Stone Cold Steve Austin wasn't supposed to be the biggest star in WWE history. He was supposed to be a mid-card guy, but the fans chose him, and WWE was smart enough to listen. The Rock wasn't supposed to be The Rock. He was supposed to be Rocky Maivia, the smiling babyface that everyone rejected. But WWE listened to the fans, turned him heel, and the rest is history. Daniel Bryan wasn't supposed to main event WrestleMania 30. WWE had other plans, but the fans hijacked shows, chanted yes through every segment, and forced WWE to make the right decision. That's what wrestling is supposed to be, a collaboration between the performers, the company, and the fans. But what happened to LA Knight on Monday Night Raw? That's WWE telling you that your opinion doesn't matter anymore. That they're going to push who they want to push, give opportunities to who they want to give opportunities to, and if the fans disagree, too bad.
This is bigger than LA Knight, though his situation is the perfect example. This is about the future of professional wrestling. This is about whether fans still have a voice in this business, or if we're just supposed to sit down, shut up, and accept whatever WWE decides to give us. And here's what makes me the angriest. LA Knight has earned this. He's not asking for a handout. He's not asking for something he doesn't deserve. Every single week he goes out there and proves why he should be in the main event. His promos are incredible. His matches are entertaining. His connection with the audience is undeniable. What more does this man have to do? He's followed every rule, he's paid every due, he's been patient when others would have complained, he's been professional when others would have caused problems, he's elevated everyone he's worked with, he's sold merchandise, he's moved ratings, he's done everything right. And his reward? Getting beaten down by a masked coward and having his biggest opportunity stolen from him. Alright, let's get into the real detective work. Let's analyze every single detail of this attack and figure out who this masked man could be. First, let's talk about build. The masked attacker was approximately